And now it's time for Philly to take on the Seoul Dynasty.
Yeah, this was going to be the match that, I mean, granted, in the first series, we got a great one, but this was feeling like it was going to be...
Blades should be coming up soon as well. Stalker on 95. Stalker already just gets a kill on the Fixer, so it might not even matter here. Prophet needs to be a little bit careful to not die with the rally. Seoul Dynasty 3 versus 2. Okay, that got a little bit tricky. M3 popped up with 2 shots there, Herix, but it will still go the way of Seoul Dynasty. They retain the cap, they retain most of their players alive. M3 got tricky, but Seoul Dynasty wants to pull play. They're playing patiently here, they being Seoul Dynasty. They still have point control, but now the swaps and the trades, rather, will come on through. 4 versus 3, Blade to save the day. Zest needs to get something good down out of here because with Fixer gone and Engod dead, there's just no supports. And it's final fight territory. Seoul Dynasty might just get a 100-0 finish as Zest. He needs to do a lot more on that Blade, but he just can't because the supports of Seoul Dynasty keeps everybody up. Final rampage from Smurf goes across. Fixer, I believe that was an Ajax. Unlucky. And 100-0 has been found, but even had Fixer dropped in the sound barrier, I don't return in the case, and look at that, I mean, despite Stalker dashing in for the kill to Engod, it will be Fitz finding him, as well as Zest, and once again, the Seoul Dynasty getting a very early cleanup onto the Philadelphia Fusion, and barely a response. I think Stalker's the only death so far, and he'll remain the only death in the first fight. Fixer, low HP, still waiting to pop the sound barrier. Vindame already popped. Smurf coming through the rampage in just a hot second, and Zest has his blade shut down. Stalker still slashing, takes down Engod, no more rally available. Fixer did in that fight as well, no chance to pop the sound barrier, and still get that kill. Prophet and Smurf are low HP. Fury as well quite low, but it's Zest falling first. Vindame gets that kill. Seoul Dynasty gets 99%. They can finish this one right here and now. M3 trying to put a stop to the Seoul. M3 trying to save the day. Extra rally from Prophet to come on through. It's low HP for Seoul. M3 though, he's struggling to find these kills. He's struggling to find the picks, and Fitz is now in towards his face. Seoul Dynasty, they're about to get this one. If Fusion can't find any responses, they can't even touch. They can't even touch. Zest tried, didn't get there.
Unfortunate way for Fusion to, you can see them pushing up a little bit farther forward. They know that Seoul Dynasty is building some of their ultimates, but they may not be quite there yet, so it's time to go.
Fitz is low, Fitz is down. M3 pulls that trigger on the overclock straight away. This is a bold strategy coming through from the Philadelphia Fusion. They want to get very aggressive, and M3 unfortunately goes a little bit too far up. He was out of the LOS of all of his healers, and Smurf will now claim Engod as well. This is Philly being punished. I think Seoul will cap from here. Absolutely. Too many players from Philly down, and this is the disengage style. Look at, by the way, the ultimates here. Seoul don't even have to ult. They already got 2 ticks. Biding his time to pull through the ultimate. The Bob also covered the play. Stalker, he gets another opening pick. He got Fixer before, gets M3 now, but it's so much more impactful to kill M3. 5 versus 4. No more overclock available. Fury falls as well, and the rest of Fusion will get cleaned on up. Bob even making an appearance in the kill feed, and Seoul get the cap. Stalker with 2 important kills to lead the fight. Well, Vindame has to be careful here because both Rampage and Blade are available. Here comes that Blade now. Zest needs a lot of kills here. Sound barrier has been popped by both of the Lucio players. Fury now climbs on through Smurf. Basically has Rampage cancelled. Yes, in fact, it is cancelled by the Rampage of Fury. It's final fight territory anyway. Seoul try to do all that they can, but with Fusion's 4-man, I believe, Rampage by Fury, and some extra damage done by Zest there as well. Seoul Dynasty will finally lose a critical fight that ends the push. However, Herix, take a look at that payment by anything. The Vindame sound barrier comes in fairly late. Fixes sound barrier first, obviously to block up the Blade, and Zest is still alive. He's still killing. He's got everybody now. Has Fitz in his sights as well. Just another okay, apparently not. Fitz gets how does Fitz win that 1v1? It might not be enough for the Seoul Dynasty to hold on, as it's just Vindame alive. The Fusion, the extra sound barrier from Fixer, Vindame not saving Stalker. I think rally at any point now as M3 is going to force the issue. This is the overclock to find the kills required. Smurf got quite a bit of HP damage and all that. Now probably be taken down. Seoul Dynasty so far not been able to really respond. Stalker gets just the 1. And despite Prophet actually piling in the rally, it does not help the Seoul Dynasty enough. Fusion, they got to go for this now. They have to pick sound barrier and go for it. Zest is down, and they can't quite get... Okay, there is going to be a touch involved. The Rampage cuts through all of Philadelphia Fusion, or at least 2 important members there. Sound barrier to block through a bunch of damage. Prophet is keeping the team healthy, and the Fusion caught between going for the objective, trying to stay alive. Zest getting taken down early, and the final fight is all but gone. The chances of the Fusion have been wiped out of Hollywood, and we said it right from the start there. Philadelphia Fusion finishing the map, easier said than done. 40 seconds left to try and get
on at any stage of this map.
We'll still say that's a fairly, I think, successful spawn camp from Fusion, given about a minute 30 was shaved off the clock. You also have a very early sound barrier. Now, Prophet and Vindame low gets cleaned up there. It is M3 and Zest, the two DPS players of the Fusion, getting active in the kill feed, and Stalker should be falling next. And the spawn camp can continue now, because here's the other problem here, is if you do win this 5-0 on the defense, you can just walk forward.
Yeah, now you can go right back to everything that Seoul Dynasty.
Fast Smurf survives, so he'll pop out the Rampage, not quite as good as Fury's, and the Seoul results in just a 1-for-1 trade so far. M3 ticking down to 5. He didn't actually bleed out, and Fusion have the extra members surviving that they can continue holding. Seoul Dynasty lose the fight with critical time remaining, less than 10 seconds. A late death on a Stalker. Fitz is going to go towards the Sombra just to enable a touch. Smurf on the ball now. I don't think it's going to work even if they can touch. Fusion have 5 alive, and Seoul Dynasty waiting for respawners. Time runs out here. It's a successful A-point hold. It's a full hold. A gentleman's agreement back out over. Blaze will come through next. Blaze to be counted up by the sound barriers. Prophet's dead though. This is prime opportunity for Fusion to push on forward, but they're getting traded out. Both Briggs down. Sound barrier popped by Fixer. Ferry on towards Fitz. MN3 now popped out 3 versus 3. And Seoul Dynasty, they're going to be on forward with Vindame saves on the sound barrier. Oh, wait a minute. Fury gets his Rampage cancelled. That's the second one that we've seen today. Humongous shot by Smurf, but isn't enough. Seoul Dynasty still only have 2. Zest, the extra blade. You talked about Vindame needing to block out 2 important ultimates. He can only block out the 1, and with that Zest, despite Fury failing on the Rampage, the blade will be enough. Fusion stay alive in the series. The reverse sweep is now officially on.
Interesting. Momentum is certainly a factor, maybe a little bit even more so than Colosseo, but Seoul Dynasty need to get through Fusion to get there.
I'll tell you what here, it's the region I cover is basically just Asia. It's APAC, it's all these kind of deep here. And it's going to be the 2 jungle queens falling over nice and early. M3 does find some value on that overclock, and dare I say finds a little bit more now. Double support ultimates being popped by both ends. They've all but dissipated now. M3 still in the mix, 1 versus 1 against Stalker, and he wins that one so clean from M3. Fitz will get the revenge. And as the dust settles, Fusion should be coming out ahead. Okay, Fitz is just kind of popping off over there. He loses the fight. Soul lose the fight.
Near that 50 mark, and now see if they can pull some more ultimates. They might lose the fight, but if they can pull resources, that's key.
Double support ultimates available for Fusion though. And Fitz is down to MN3, so this is important. Now Fusion have the lead going further forward. Vindame will find a sound barrier, but chooses not to use it because everybody is dead. MN3 is Zest. MN3 in fact gets 4 in that fight. The X was stolen by Zest.
Very similar timings in terms of their ults, so it's just going to be head-to-head for these last couple fights. Potentially, it might even be the last one right here. 30 seconds left on the clock.
Smurf, low HP. Fitz will get the first kill though. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Do you value MN3 or Smurf? But I'm going to say, Fitz and Prophet though, that's something you can't afford to lose if you are the Seoul Dynasty, and this is where the Philly Fusion, time not great, but they win the fight, they can continue pushing. Seoul Dynasty backs against the wall. The deficit grows further here, Rex. I mean, even if Seoul win this fight and start pushing, how can they catch up?
Yeah, going to take multiple fights back to back to back, and nobody
yeah, well, they can't even touch.
Actually there.
They can't even touch. Fusion push forward. They'll push forward towards the spawn, and the Seoul Dynasty cannot even touch.
Cooldown available. Well, guess what? Now it is. So is the blade for Stalker.
And Seoul just walk on up. They have just entirely walked through this point now, trying to get this cap going forward. Stalker pulls play. There's no responses. MN3 gets cut up. He's a very important member to get down early. It's a lot of the firepower gone. Zest can pull his own play, but it's a 4 versus 5. Fury going down means that Zest now has to hold, as well as Fixer and Aim God just trying to delay as long as possible. Fixer giving his life away for it. Soul will get the flip, and Zest will do his best now to try and get that cooldown back if it has been used. Prophet saved by the commanding shout there. Seoul Dynasty, low HP and a couple of members there. Fixer runs up to Fitz and collects him down. Stalker trades on the Fury. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Stalker gets further kills here. Stalker is just doing so much work with Seoul Dynasty. Currently, 3 kills. Both the supports down. Pulls the blade off the back of it. Hunts down MN3. Zest is the only one alive, and well, the ace might not be there, but Seoul, they'll take the win regardless.
Display Stalker to try to limit and mitigate this blade.
Okay, well, Stalker can definitely get a lot done here. It's looking pretty decent so far. Fixer gets a kill. That's a big shutdown on Stalker. That's exactly what you need from the Philly side. Fury low HP. Is there going to be a sound barrier from Fixer? Nope, doesn't need it. Zest and Fixer will get all the kills regardless of what the Seoul Dynasty want to do. Shutting down both Fitz and Stalker. And MN3 and Zest are low. Fury being caught by a lot of damage. There's all Fury in the corner. They caught Fury in the corner. That could be the map. That could be the entire series going away. Seoul Dynasty have another frag. Fusion, no responses. They don't have a single kill here. They're invisible. MN3 and zest to hold down the fort. They're trying their best, but Smurf says no. Seoul say no. They deny the reverse sweep, and they will get the series done to face the Shanghai Dragons in the upper bracket final.
Huge win, Dynasty. Unfortunate for Fusion, especially their fans too, going on yet another wild ride, and you can see it on their faces. I would feel very much the same way. I mean, going that 5 maps.